Hey, what's going on, yo? Right now I'm driving back from a game in Dadeville, Alabama. I'm in Opelika now, so I'll be home in, it says 28 minutes here. I just want to make this video and address, if you look on my channel, why most, not all, but close to all of my sports and baseball related videos are not visible. They're not gone, they're not deleted, they're simply unlisted. So if there's a video of mine that you remember and you want to see it, just let me know and I'll make it public again. But the reason that I did that is because of something that I've been wanting to do really since the beginning of 2023, and over the past couple weeks I've been starting to do it. And it's the process of getting away from sports. I don't want anybody to be intimidated by, me saying this. Oh, you're not gonna do any more sports stuff. You're not gonna make any what could have been videos. You're not gonna make any more Stratomatic games. Not gonna go to any more games, not going to umpire anymore. That stuff is not exclusively true, at least not right now. I do still umpire because that's my means of income. And I'm hoping to get involved with some other things that aren't sports related pretty soon. But right now, this is what I have. Alright, so that's not going to go away. So if y'all want to hear stories about games that I have, I'll still try to continue with some of the ejection videos. If I'm able to see some, I only have a couple more that I can make. Maybe only even one more, depending on what the teams have available on their webpage. You can barely see me, but I'm still here. Alright, so I'll keep making those. But yes, as far as the other videos, they will at the very least be much more rare, is my intention. Okay, this is my intention, right? To at least limit, if not completely, get rid of doing those sports videos, and instead let my videos be stuff that's kind of more important. I've thought about doing some life lesson videos, maybe taking some of the pregame speeches I used when I was back in high school that I used before baseball games, and telling y'all those on my channel. I've thought about continuing with the stories from my Publix associate experience. I still have more of those. I've only made one video like that, and I keep asking people, hey, if you want to hear more of those, let me know. But nobody said they want to hear anything else. Doesn't mean I won't make them. It's just I don't feel the urgency to, since no one's actively asking for any certain types of videos or anything. But I can keep making stuff as they come to mind. Do other stuff. I give my thoughts on current day issues, because sometimes people can benefit from hearing other points of view, which I'm not sure how unique all of my points of view would be, but maybe they would be for some people, and so then you could hear that if y'all want to. So you can just start give me, say, hey, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on that? Just whatever comes to mind, and you can just anything you want to hear about. You just ask, say, hey, you have any thoughts on this? If so, how about you make a video about it? So I can consider doing that. And of course, I know most of y'all probably wonder, well, why are you doing all of this? Why are you wanting to get away from sports and not be as active in, the baseball realm as I was before? The reason being, and a few months ago, I screen recorded and I uploaded a recording of a video from another guy on YouTube by the name Abud, in all caps. Okay? So that's what my video of that recording starts with. Abud's video describing it, entitled "Why Are So Many Americans Obsessed with Sports?" I've watched that one and some other videos, and I've realized that sports, there's so many things with them that are not beneficial to me, except for momentary. I'm not sure if I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but just short-lived boosts of adrenaline over a bunch of random dudes that I don't know who they are. I don't know them personally. They do not know me personally. And so the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, that's pretty irrational to be so obsessed with the performance of another so-called man who has simply prolonged his childhood and delayed his adulthood by getting paid way more than most human beings should to play catch, to run around, to use up valuable land and resources to simply put on entertainment that, there's the escape from reality argument. There's that. But I mentioned this in my wake-up call video. You can't say anything. I'm still here though, I promise. But I mentioned in my wake-up call video that if you feel like you need an escape from reality, how about you simply go about working harder and changing your reality so you don't have to have an escape so much. I think that's a good point. A lot of people don't want to think about it. Right? So there's that, and you can also imagine so many other things that you could be doing with your time by simply not being engaged with the sports realm. And just, I thought about too how crazy people are. People have posters and signs up on their wall, and it's almost like they're worshiping these people who don't actually do anything to make your life better. My life is no better because LeBron James has scored more points than anyone ever has in the National Basketball Association. My life did not improve after that happened. My life did not improve after any of Tom Brady's Super Bowl wins. My life, it had no effect whatsoever. So why am I going to give my time supporting these guys who don't know that I exist, don't care that I exist, and if I were in need of help, would not care at all? Right? I know some athletes are more humanitarian and do more philanthropy work than others. So some of that does exist. But most of it is the team owners or something telling them, hey, go to this hospital, go to this school, go to this place, and smile, shake a hand, and write your name on something. And then smile for the camera so we can put it on our social media and say, hey, look what our players did. That's not authentic, right? That's not you being a hero. It's not you being a good Samaritan. A good Samaritan would be when people are in need, you simply going and helping, and you carrying yourself as if you're just someone who's there to help. There is no honor in saying, hey, I'm this guy, I play this sport, and I'm here to help you out, and you lift a couple of logs while the cameras are on you, and you basically say, hey, we're out here helping these people, after this disaster, or, doing this. There's no honor in that. That's not real help. And yet people collect bobbleheads of these guys and signatures. People have things that some dude they don't know has written their name on. And and you've probably heard this one before. People will buy a shirt or a jersey, a uniform of some other dude with his name on the back of it. You're wearing another man's name on your back. This is a B-word move if I've ever seen one. You might as well tell him to pull his shorts down and blow him after that. Because that might as well be essentially what you're doing by wearing that, by worshiping these guys. In my life, there is one and only one being that has ever been on this earth that is worthy of worship, and that is Jesus Christ. That there was no flaw in what he did during his life. That's somebody to emulate. Now, I know a lot of people say, I don't like you talking about God that way. Well, I don't have that big of a channel. I'm going to say whatever I want. Right? You don't have to watch this video. You don't have to like what I'm saying. But I'm telling you the truth. Okay? Because you listen to this, you know what I'm saying is correct. You know it. You know I'm right. Now, if you simply want to be ignorant to the facts and to the information, well, that's, your own prerogative. But I would recommend you not. Because you look like a fool, as I've already proven. All this stuff that people do, and I probably haven't even named all of it. Collecting stuff, wearing someone else's shirt, spending way too much to go to these sporting events. You're only facilitating the athletes getting paid more than they should by spending all this money for them. And I've already mentioned in videos in the past the big injustice to young scholars who get cheated out of opportunities to go to college just because an athlete who doesn't even know how to read or doesn't even know how to hold his tongue in his mouth while he's walking can run around better than somebody else, so they're going to pay for every freaking dime for him to go to school. But he doesn't even want the education. He doesn't even want to learn. He just wants to play whatever sport it is and then just be done with it. This guy offers nothing to society. Whereas you have scholars, people who really want the education and want to do something with it, and they get pocket change compared to what these undeserving athletes get. I could never support that. If I was a college athlete, I don't understand how you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with the fact that you're taking the spot of somebody else who deserves it more. How you're so much of a lowlife. The only reason you got into college was because you could play some sport, you could play some ball, you could run around. How as a man do you have respect for yourself? And to me the answer is you cannot be a man that way. You cannot be a man and be so overwhelmed by these sports. Whether it's in the regard I just spoke about, where the only reason you're in college is because of the athletics, and academically you don't qualify. Or whether it's you're worshiping people that don't know you and you don't know them. All you know is they wear some logo or some city name that you're either from or that you decided you arbitrarily liked, and just anybody who has that on them is automatically somebody who gets put on your mantle and that you light candles for every night and bow down to. But the second they put on some other logo or some other city name, all of a sudden that is what disqualifies that person from being worshipped anymore. But simply the clothing, the color of clothing that the person is wearing can change whether or not you like the person or not. That is one of the most superficial, fake things. I mean, it's such a huge problem, and it's a bigger problem in society because it's shallow enough with that. But I mean, even in elementary school, middle school, people get judged by the clothes they wear. That's essentially what these people are doing. People like Red Sox and Yankees. Yankees fans will like one player, but then if he goes to the Red Sox, I have to hate him now. No, you don't. You don't have to care about him because he doesn't care about you. He doesn't even know you exist. How about you focus on your own success and your own statistics rather than somebody else's? It's doing you no good simply blinding yourself to your own failures by trying to cling to someone else's successes, riding someone else's coattails. But the more I've thought about it, the more I just don't get it. Okay? And there may be people who disagree. I don't care because I know I'm right, and so do the people who are listening. You know it. You know every word I'm saying makes perfect sense. You just are afraid to get away from the lifestyle you've adopted for years, sometimes decades. See, if I continue to watch baseball this year and be interested in baseball, it will bring me... Well, I've been interested in baseball. Let's see. I started watching baseball in 2013. So 2023 is this year. If I watch baseball this year, this will be my 10th year. I have been alive for 22 years. 22 minus 10, that's 12. I'm getting close to the amount of years I have and have not been interested in baseball evening out. And there's something in my mind that does not like that. Does not like that. Doesn't even like the thought that the majority of my life would be spent over a sport. Because sports are relatively new in my life. When I was real young, I was not interested in sports because it's what everybody else did, and I am not a run-of-the-mill kind of guy. I like doing what other people don't do. And I like not doing what everybody else is doing. I've always, just seen sports as just a bunch of useless information. And, But half this light was shining. What the heck was going on? I guess someone just turned. Alright. But shoot. I think I forgot where I left off. Oh yeah, my childhood. So I just didn't see the point of it. Now I'm glad that I've turned around the past few months and realized the absurdity of it all. And plus, the things you could do with your time. I mean, I've spent more time doing my classwork. I have nearly straight A's in all my college classes right now. Last semester, I had only one A. All the others were barely passing. But this semester, not paying much attention to sports. I didn't even know spring training started a couple weeks ago till Hats told me a week afterward or so. I was like, what? I had no idea. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't know Lance McCullers Jr. was scratched for the start of the season until later today, when I happened to see some headline somewhere. But I wasn't looking for it. A lot of stuff I don't know. There may be some trades that happened that I don't know. I mean, I uninstalled MLB at Bat app. Let's see. In my room, I've cleaned out a bunch of baseball stuff. There's still more that I want to get rid of. So that's something else I want to mention too. If you've seen anything in my bedroom, because I've shown my bedroom a few times, if there's anything in there that any of you think you might want, just say, hey, what about this thing? And maybe I'd be willing to work out a deal and sell it to you. Because that's something I want to sell some of this stuff. I don't want to just give it away. I want to get money back for it and put it in a savings, save up for my own place, whether it be a house, apartment, I don't really care, just something to get out on my own. I want to start saving up for that, and this is something I think I could do that with. I wish I'd done it sooner, but it just at the time I wasn't thinking about it, and now I am. So it's, instead of thinking back thinking, oh, I wish I had done it sooner, I'm just going to be glad that I'm doing it now. And so I encourage you to think like this too. Really think about your own life more than the lives of other people who are irrelevant to you. Right? Whether you want to admit it or not, they're irrelevant. So, I know this may be a lot for some of you to take in, particularly the ones who are just die-hard, gung-ho on sports teams, and you don't know life without that team's logo in your room, on your TV, on your wall, in your mind, heck, coming out of your mouth, everywhere. You don't know life without it. And so you wonder, well, I don't even know where I'd start trying to get away from that. Well, I may try to leave some links in the description of maybe some other videos or a website with an article. So if you'd like to try something like this yourself, you can kind of look at the same stuff that I have and see some of the benefits. Because, I have more time, and some of it I don't necessarily know what to do with, but I have less time looking at pointless sports stuff, and that's the more time I have to fulfill my school studies. This is my last semester before I graduate with an associate's degree too, so I really want to focus on that and do well. So that's something else that was going to help me out, was getting away from sports. So I have more time for that. I'm doing better in that with my classes. I have more time to exercise, to work out, and I have more time to hang out and talk with people, because I'm not looking at some screen, looking at sports stats or history or rosters or a game. I'm not doing that as much. Right? And right now I'm just in the beginning stages. I'm not even 100% where I want to be yet, because I still got all that stuff in my room. There's all sorts of baseball cards. So if any of y'all want any of that stuff too, again, feel free to contact me and we can work out some kind of deal. I do want to get some good deal of money for all this stuff, if I absolutely can. And I feel like I can. Now, I'm not going to get rid of all of it. There's something like the stuff I got at the World Series game. I'm going to keep that stuff because, sports fan or not, that's cool to be able to go to a World Series game. My Evan Crawford signed baseball, I'm going to keep that one because he's the manager of the alternative baseball team in Auburn, and I'm still going to keep doing that too. I'm still going to participate in alternative baseball, still going to umpire baseball, because those are, umpiring gives me money, or at least I'm going to keep doing that until the rest of the state decides to strike, I guess. And I'm not striking. And umpiring gives me money, and depending on the league, it's good money. Still going to do alternative baseball because that's a really good thing. I mean, baseball brought me out of my, shell and got me to be more social in middle school. And so alternative baseball can do the same thing for lots of other people. So I'm definitely all about that. I'm not going to quit though. So if anybody from alternative baseball is watching this, don't be alarmed. I'm not quitting y'all. And I'm not 100% getting rid of everything, baseball related. It's just a lot of it. A lot of stuff that I just don't need. Not just physical stuff, but activities that are just not beneficial. That are simply time killers. And I'm still trying to figure out what other things I can do to replace a lot of my free time. Because, what if I finished up all my schoolwork? What if I've already worked out? What do I do? Sure, I can just scroll through YouTube and watch interesting videos and learn interesting stuff. But what if I want to do something more fulfilling than even that? Because many people consider that to be another distraction. Sports is a distraction. Sometimes the stuff on the cell phone can be too. If you've read the book 1984, I haven't read it, but I want to. It's one of the most significant books in American history. George Orwell wrote it, and I've heard that in that, the government slowly tries to take control of all entities in the country and all the people, and they tell the people, hey, don't worry about stuff we're doing. We're doing this for your best interest. Here, watch these soccer games. Just watch these soccer games, and everything will be right. So they try to distract everybody from how badly the people are getting screwed over by those in power and the upper 1%, which is what sports and reality TV have always been. And, if you say that's not true, I would want to ask you, are you sure you're not in a little bit of denial? Because doesn't what I'm saying make some sense? Doesn't that sound like it's at least possible that sports are being used in this country and have been for a long time, and possibly not just in this country but others too, to distract the people from the slow taking of power away from the people? And the American colonists fought a war and left the United Kingdom, left England, got away from them because of that very behavior of the government controlling too much. And colonists didn't want that. They wanted for everybody to be free and make their own decisions. So now, just like another George Orwell book, Animal Farm, said that once the animals overthrew the human farm owners and said, all right, we're not going to do anything that resembles human beings. We're only going to do animal stuff. But then later on in the book, they're doing a lot of the things they vowed not to. Animals are sleeping in beds. They're living in the house. They're walking on their hind legs. Well, same thing here. That book is very symbolic of things that have happened and can happen still if people don't stand up. to where people, the American colonists got away from the controlling Britain, and now, slowly but surely, aided by the 2020 virus and the things they try to control people with then, I'm convinced a lot of the stuff they did, the masks, the barriers, the social separations, the isolations, it was all a test. See, okay, will Americans blindly do whatever they're told if we tell them it's for their safety? And for the most part, Americans did do that. So, that's why I didn't do any of that stuff. I have not gotten a vaccine shot for that reason. And I'm not going to. Alright? And so, but aided by 2020, slowly but surely, it's easy to see where the people have given up a lot of their freedoms to the government. Because the government knows that, and those in power know, they can't just take people's freedoms away. They have to frame it in a way and get the people to give them away. And that's what's happening. Right? But you're not going to see all this if you're glued to the TV watching a sport with a bunch of people you don't know. You won't see it. So the people who think, oh, you're just being crazy, they're the ones glued to the TV. Reality TV, sports, even news sometimes. Don't fall for it, yo. I'm not some conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I'm not into that culture. I'm just someone's trying to think for himself. But the point of this video isn't about all that. The point of it is, to me, there's better things to do with my time than sports. And I hope that y'all can see that as well, so that y'all can see what benefits it has for you. At least eliminate. Obviously, if you can find a balance between fulfilling your needs and then watching your sports or your reality TV or whatever you want, obviously that can work. But make sure that everything that needs to be done in your life is done. Not just partially, not just, oh, I'll come back to it later. Make sure it is finished. It is complete. Right? And I know, too, that a lot of the stuff I've mentioned in this video, I am personally guilty of. I have done in the past. Yep, I've done it. Now I'm starting to realize, though. I've realized, hey, this stuff's not right. It's not productive. It's not a good use of my time and money. Imagine all the money I've spent. And I'm going to try to get it back. There's no guarantee that I'll be able to sell that stuff for the same amount that I bought it for. Some of it may have appreciated in value, but some of it may have depreciated. So, I just have to see. And again, if any of y'all may want some of that stuff, you can just ask me what I have or what you've seen, and I'll see. Maybe we can work something out. Right? But I don't mean to discourage anybody with this video. I just want to tell you kind of what's going on with me. Nothing is wrong or anything like that. I'm doing fine. Absolutely. Just a lot of my videos have been simply unlisted. They're not gone. They're not deleted. If you want to see one, just let me know. I can make it public for a little bit and let you watch it. And, in my room, I've cleaned out a lot of stuff that I don't need. And if you want some, let me know. That includes baseball cards, baseballs, and all sorts of other stuff. I guess I should leave a lot of those videos up so people can see what I have. But, again, you can ask, and I can show you some things. All right, so I appreciate y'all watching. I know this was a little long. I just got home, but I figured, well, since I'm driving, a lot of times I think well when I'm driving, so I just decided to make it now. All right, so I hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all got some good out of it, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you very much.